Welcome, history detectives. I'm Conrad. I'm an outdoor educator with the New York State Office of Parks, Recreation, and Historic Preservation at Letchworth State Park, and today I have a history mystery for you. I'm by one of the biggest, tallest walls in Letchworth State Park, and I think we can use some history clues to figure out why this wall was built and maybe even who built it. I'm off to the side of the park road here. I'm safe, but you might see some cars coming back and forth as we talk here. First history clue that we might notice about this wall is its size. This is one of the biggest, tallest walls in Letchworth, not counting the Mount Morris Dam. It absolutely towers over the park road, and it follows the road for quite a ways, going along this hill here. It's split into two major sections, and this section here that I'm standing by is the taller one. Which brings me to the second clue that we can notice about this wall, which is its shape. Do you see how it hugs the side of that hill? It looks like somebody just took a slice of cake right out of that hill. It's almost like you can see the stone skin of that hill right there, with grass growing on top and the road very smooth right at the bottom. Really cool. And the third history clue, if we look really closely along the edge of this wall, we notice a historical marker right here. 1927. Looks a lot like a date to me, and you can bet 1927, that's 1927. So let's put all those history clues together. We have a historical marker that says 1927. We have a wall that's hugging the side of a hill with the park road right next to it. And the wall is way, way tall, way over the tops of any cars or trucks that might come by. This must be a retention wall. A retention wall is like stone skin. It holds in that dirt of that hill from plopping down and sliding on the park road. It protects the park road from erosion, the washing away and falling away of soil and rocks from that hill. And it lets the park road travel right through the hill without cars having to get too close to the cliffs of the gorge. The date on this wall is a massive clue. 1927 is a really important time period for Letchworth State Park. This is after William Pryor Letchworth passed away. William Pryor Letchworth was the wealthy gentleman from Buffalo who had his estate and gardens down in what's now the south end of the park. He donated his land to New York State to start Letchworth State Park, and that went into effect in 1910. But 1927 is after 1910, but it's before the New York State Park system was developed in 1930. So we're in between William Pryor Letchworth donating his land to New York State and the creation of the New York State Park system. That means that when this wall was built, this area of what is now Letchworth State Park was maintained by the American Scenic and Historic Preservation Society. A big long name for a really important organization. They did a lot of work trying to build roads and walls and bridges so that people could recreate and have fun outside in an easy and safe way. After 1930, the American Scenic and Historic Preservation Society no longer controlled this area. It was then called New York State Parks. 1927 is also before the Civilian Conservation Corps was developed, the CCC. They did a lot of projects to build stone walls and bridges and roads in what's now Letchworth State Park, but they weren't developed until 1933. So 1927, we're before the CCC. After Mr. Letchworth passes away, this wall must have been made by the American Scenic and Historic Preservation Society. I bet there are some cool historical nuggets in your neighborhood too. If you visit your town historian's website, I bet you can see some old pictures of what your neighborhood would have looked like in 1927. And if you really want to put your history detective skills to the test, come try to find this wall in Letchworth State Park. It shouldn't be too difficult because it's so big. If you come in the Mount Morris or Perry entrances and head south towards the waterfalls, you cannot miss this giant wall. It just so happens to be in an area that's really, really popular with hikers. Well, thank you so much for joining me for today's History Mystery. If you have any questions about the walls of Letchworth State Park or other park history, please put a comment in the comments section below the video. Share this video with your friends to put their history detective skills to the test. And as always, like Letchworth State Park's Facebook page to stay tuned for more history mysteries.